Yo, what's going on, world? What up? What's going on? I'm here at the crib and getting ready for a call in a little while. Here drinking my little pre-workout before I work out after that call. And just wanted to jump on here real quick and kind of just share a little bit. Just wanted to share with you guys. Just had a thought run across my mind, and it came across so quickly, and it made me want to share so fast with you guys that I even forgot to put on the shirt, right? Morning, Tony. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? What's up? What up, Troy? What's up, Ezra? So, I'll be quick. I won't take up too much time. Like I said, I have a call in a short period of time, and, just wanted to come out here and share a little bit with you guys, because I think that, I've always shared with you guys success is a mindset, right? Success is a mindset, and yes, having a high work ethic, being, in that team no sleep zone is super important. But I also want you to know that the work ethic is a byproduct of the thinking, okay? I see a lot of people sometimes, man, they work maybe 10% of the rate that I work at, and it doesn't mean that my work ethic is necessarily that much bigger or better. It just means that my train of thought is allowing me to move my body and my physical and my approach at a higher output, okay? What I'm trying to say is this. We're taught all of our lives, all day long, we're taught all of our lives that the word create really comes from things that you can do with your hands, and just to go back really quickly, right? I was looking at a picture of my son. I'll show the picture of my son later on. But I'm looking at my son and I'm like, man, he's such a beautiful kid, man. This is my son, I think everybody should feel like this, right? But I'm looking at a picture of my son. And for those of you guys who know me or may not know me, I have two beautiful daughters also, right? But I'm looking at this picture of my son. He got a fresh haircut. And he's such a beautiful kid, man. Such a handsome boy. And I'm like, man, he's so smart. This kid is good at everything. And I'm like, I can't believe it. Like, this kid is good at everything. He's everything I've ever wanted. Like, my son is that, right? And what I'm trying to express to you guys is that our whole lives we're taught to create with our hands, or create, through effort, or create through all these different things. And yes, that's part of it. But the part that we're not taught is you can create using your mind. And why do I say that? I say that because I was listening to some stuff the other day, and if you listen to the wording, whenever someone's talking about wealth, or whenever someone's talking about success, or whenever someone's talking about influence or impact, they talk about creating those situations. They talk about creating that success. Yo, what's up, Cameron? I appreciate you, man. You the man, brother. So they talk about creating these situations. They talk about creating success. And here's the thing. You don't create wealth just with your hands, okay? You don't create success just through your efforts. Like, yes, that's a part of it. But if you don't have your mind right, like they say, where the mind goes, the body follows, right? So if you don't have your mind right, if you don't have, if you don't practice visualization, no sound. They hear me fine, Elijah. Yeah, if you don't practice visualization, if you don't practice the art of manifestation, if you don't literally ask for what you want in life, you'll never receive, okay? So you have to ask, you have to believe, and then you'll receive. And that's really what I'm just trying to get at, man. Like, I look at my son, and, there's so many different characteristics that he possesses that I believe a lot of them do come from me and his mom, obviously, as a, from a genetic, I guess, standpoint. However, there's a lot of little characteristics that my son has, that my son exudes, that are things that, honestly, man, I've manifested. Like, I've always wanted my son to be good at sports. I've always wanted my son to be at, whatever it may be. I've always wanted my son to, and because I constantly think about these things, and because I'm thinking about them, I put him into these positions, and so does my wife. Thank God for my wife. He just so happens to become the best b-boy dancer in his class, right? He just so happens to be the best baseball player on his team. He just so happens to be, all these things. And I'm telling you, it has so little to do with the physical and so much more to do with the mental. It's like it's a 10% physical thing, 90% mental thing. I'm always giving my son positive affirmations. I'm always, when he's sleeping at night, I'll come whisper in his ear, man, I love you. You're loved. Everybody loves you. You're the number one boy in the world. You're the strongest boy in the world. Like, these things are super duper important. I'll let you teach him ball, Marcus, for sure. But he got a little jump shot too. You know, he got a little jump shot. He's learning how to dribble. He's a great swimmer, and all these things. So here's why I want to share this with you, right? You want to be rich. You want to be wealthy. You want to be financially independent. You want to be abundant. You want to have a life that not only you always have dreamed of, but everyone in your circle has always dreamed of. And you want to maybe be a shining example or a shining light of what's possible. Okay. Now, here's where it starts. You've got to start working on that image inside of your head. First, starting with your self-image. Okay. First, you got to start working on your self-image. Okay. Like, if these are the things that you want to accomplish in your life, how do you develop a clear and open vision of how you'll look when you're there? Do you see yourself from a third person perspective driving that, Ferrari maybe? Or do you see yourself from a, third person perspective where people are talking about you and saying, man, that dude June, man, he's the truth. Oh man, that dude Victor, he's the truth. Stuff like that. Are you envisioning these things? And so if you spend your time thinking about what that end result is going to look like, and don't bash your head against the wall trying to figure out the how is it going to happen? Well, if I can force this situation, or if I can make this happen, or if I can, whatever it is, that's not up to you. Your job is to create the end picture, the end result, at least the one that's in your mind at this moment, because I'll tell you from experience, whatever it is that you're visioning right now as success, when you get there, you're going to realize that you got so much more in the tank. Whatever you feel like is hard right now to you, whatever you feel like is impossible, whether it's $1 million a year or $1 million a month or $1 million a day, or whatever your goal is, if it feels impossible to you right now, by the time you get it achieved, you're going to feel like, man, that was easy. I'll go do it again. So really, like I'm trying to explain one more time, guys, we have the power to create, and it starts with our mind. We are made in the image of the creator, right? And so it means we have a little bit of creator in us, whether you believe that that's a little bit of God or a little bit of whatever your belief system is. You got to know that you have the ability to create your reality and create your world. There's so many different instances that I can, share with you guys from when I first got involved in World Ventures back in 2010. East New York, where I grew up at, East New York, Brooklyn, right? We had the highest murder rate. We had the highest murder rate in America that year. And I'll tell you, I'm from, that's man, first time I saw somebody get killed, I think I was like 11, 12 years old. First time I saw a dead body, my mother took me to go see a kid that was 11 to 12 years old that got killed at IS 302. And this was, my freshman year going into IS 302. So I've seen, all different kind of things. But I'll tell you this, because my mind, when I got started in World Ventures that year, thank God, because my mind was focused on creating wealth and creating a successful situation and creating a abundance type of situation in my life, regardless of us in East New York holding the freaking reigning crown or the title that year for most murders in America, I really didn't submit to it. I really didn't even notice, to be honest, because my brain was so focused on IMD and getting a house bonus and a car bonus and, getting to the top of this company so I can inspire all my friends around me and really create this success situation. I was so focused on creating success that everything else that could have tripped me up in between that really went unseen or overseen, let's say. But to get back to it, that situation was created out of the focus and the mindset of, I'm going to win and I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. What are you focusing on? I know that there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to feed any energy towards anything that's not going to, I'll stop it there. I just don't want to feed certain things energy. I'd much rather give energy to things that are positive, positive change, positive growth, positive improvement and stuff. And again, the purpose of this video is just to share with you guys that, we are made in the image of, and if you think about creating starts in your head. Don't let somebody trip you up and make you feel like the only way you can create wealth is by chasing money. The most successful people in the world, they don't chase money. They create a situation where the money chases them. They create a situation where now whatever they do today is going to not just result in what it is that they're looking to execute, but it's going to result in creating almost a magnetic force of what it is that they want to achieve. So just remember, man, like, yes, work hard, get after it, whatever it may be. But you got to realize that the work alone is not going to go out there and create that situation. It starts in your brain. It starts in your brain. And don't let anybody trip you up and make you feel like all you got to do is work, go in circles. Yes, that's part of it. You know, when I was younger and I was, you know, fresher and I was just starting to understand success and just starting to understand how this world works. Yes, it was like, let me work hard, let me chase this, let me do that. And I still chase things, but I realized that the body goes where the mind has settled, okay? The body will go where the mind has settled. So then ask yourself, where has your mind settled as of this moment? Where are you right now, you know, from a mindset perspective? What's a lot of money to you? What's a little money to you? What's worth working hard to for you? What's not working hard, you know, worth not working hard for you? You know, what are the things that right now you want to capture in your life, and you need to switch from a capture mentality to a receive mentality, okay? There's a really cool quote that I like, and again, I repeat it as much as possible because I believe that it's important for every entrepreneur and every person out there that has a dream in them to realize and to remember, okay? And that quote is this: if you make you make plans and God giggles, okay? You will make plans and God will giggle. What does that mean? It means that it doesn't matter what you plan. It doesn't matter the specifics to whatever it is that you think you can do to achieve set goal, okay? If your goal, again, is $1 million in a month or $1 million in a year, trust me, if you continue to work up here, if you just continue to do the things up here to attract that success into your life, I'm telling you, you will end up the year, you know, who knows? You might get a random deposit in December for $1 million and boom, you made $1 million this year, you know? I'll give you guys an example too. The first year I made $100,000, which was my second year in this business. I made over $100,000, and you know, that year I really didn't know how it was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen. I continued to focus on it happening. I continued to put my energy towards that happening. And yes, the body followed where the mind was. My mind was set on I was going to make $100,000 that year. And if you go back to the beginning of that year, that January, okay? That January, I made $500 in commissions, okay? I made $500 in commissions by that January. By November, I made $26,000 or $25,000 that November. And then the December, I did another like $25,000 or $26,000. Now, I want you to think about this. I started the year off with $500 commissions that January. And by the time November and December came, I'd already cleared $50,000 in total commissions. Now, here's the thing. How does that happen? I don't know. But in my brain, I knew that I was going to finish the year at a 6-figure mark. Okay, it's the same thing with the 7 figures. It's the same thing with all the other stuff. So, you know, just remember, man, you're not in control of anything. You're not in control of it all. Just focus on the end result. What do you want to achieve? What does IMD mean to you? What does, you know, 6 figures a year mean to you? What does 7 figures a year to you? What does retirement mean to you? What does being debt-free mean to you? What does freedom mean to you? You know what I mean? And focus on those things. And I promise you the body will follow. The rest of you is going to follow through. It's the same situation with many other top leaders, many other top income earners. You know, I just saw the great Troy Brown jump on here, and I'm positive, man, that if you have a conversation with Troy and you ask him, how do you build this business? He'll give you tips. He'll give you strategies. He'll give you all these cool things that are going to help you along the way, just like I will, just like Mark will, just like a lot of us will. But if you try to stop and focus on the specific details, there's some things that you can't explain. Like, how did you come across this person at that time? How did you guys connect this way over there? There's some things that you just can't explain, and you have to realize that, again, you manifest those things into your life. You create those situations here before you create them physically. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys, man, is I want you guys to get out of the mindset of you can only create with your hands, and you can also create with your mind. And actually, your mind creates a lot more than what your hands can ever create, okay? So that's all I wanted to share. I hope that this enlightened your Sunday morning. Like I said, we have a team call. We're going to celebrate some of our top income earners in a few minutes. I'm going to go take a shower, get dressed, put on my gym stuff, and get ready to hit the gym right after that call. So with that said, man, God bless everybody out there. I hope you guys are in a peaceful state and an abundant state. And don't let the world make you go crazy, man. You know, don't let the world make you go crazy. You can create your own reality right up here. And, you know, let's be understanding of each other. Let's be, you know, let's love on one another. And remember the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. So if you'd like to be treated with respect treat others with respect. If you would like to be treated with care and admiration, treat others with care and admiration. If you would like to have success in your life, remember, you can't catch success, you create success. A lot of that stuff starts on the inside, and then it'll start reflecting on the outside. Everything on your outside world is only a reflection of your inside. And as you become more senior, in this concept, and once you really start to understand how the mind works and how the world works, then these things will become much clearer to you and more apparent. So with that said, man, I appreciate all you guys' love, man. Thank you, Renilda. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Tanel. Thank you, Victor. You guys here commenting and stuff, the likes, that stuff motivates me, man. Like, I'm not an actor. I'm not a motivational, like that's not ever really been a desire of mine. I literally come on here and I share stuff with you guys only when I feel like there's something very important of value that I can share with you guys. And the message is there. That's why I don't have TV shows set up for you guys. That's why I don't have any of that stuff, that way. But I'm probably going to start putting some focus towards maybe doing like some live YouTube type of podcast situations. Me and Jay have been talking about that. Only because, man, like, I feel like we have a lot of things that we can share with you guys to kind of shift stinking thinking, let's call it. So with that said, man, I appreciate you guys. Lock and load. Much love. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate you, Kev. Appreciate it. Wen Ross, I appreciate you too, man. Adrian, thank you. And yeah, man. Lock in, man. Have a great Sunday. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Much love.